Hey guys, Gore here. Today I'd like to bring you the review of the new features of the Arma 3 beta. I don't want this to take too long, so I'll do a quick review of the new features. I'll start by showing you the new vehicles on each new faction. And yeah, there's a new faction, the green faction. I'll show you the new vehicles on each faction. Then I'll show you some new weapons, some new cool features, and then you'll see a quick nice Easter egg at the end. So yeah, if you'd like to see those kinds of stuff, stick around with the video and enjoy. Okay, so starting with the Blue 4 faction, we have 3 new land vehicles and 2 new helicopters. Okay, starting with the biggest and the baddest. We have here the AMV7 Marshal. It's an APC vehicle. It has some armor on it. Um, as you can see from the back of it, it has like 2 fans here. It's a amphibious vehicle. I'll show you in a bit. It has, if I can recall, 8 slots in the back. Yeah, you can see 8 seats in the back. It can carry up to 8 people in the back of it. An additional 2 of it in the front, a driver and a gunner. I'll show you the driver slot. This is the turn-in perspective. As you can see, I'm trying to look at the sides. I cannot look at them. If you want to have a better perspective, you have to turn out. Then here you can, look around the vehicle. You can see how it looks from the outside. I'm not going to comment on that, but yeah, it's pretty cool as you can see. The vehicle is very slow. It does not handle very quickly, but it has quite a punch to it. It's very armored. It is a bulky vehicle. Okay, now I'm going to the driver's seat so you can see the scratch that. I meant the gunner seat. Okay, so this vehicle packs a punch with a 40mm main cannon. It has a high explosive round, and as you can see, it has this maximum zoom, so it's not of that of a big zoom. It has night vision. You cannot understand it now, but yeah, this is night vision mode. This is thermals. This is a different type of thermal. As you might be able to see, this is like 3 shots per second rate of fire. I can increase the range. As you can see, the numbers flickering on the right upper part of the screen. You have a range finder down the bottom. As you can see, for example, if I wanted to target, let's say, the bottom of the radio tower, you can see it has a nice rate of fire. The only downside is the really limited amount of ammo. If I switch now, you can see that it switched rounds. This is anti-tank rounds, anti-armor rounds. It's armor piercing rounds. It does not give that big blast as you saw on the previous rounds. This is armor penetration rounds. If you guys do want me to test it out later, I can test it out later for you guys to see it. It has quite a punch to it. And then there's a M200 light machine gun, 6.5mm. It has 2000 rounds. It's good. It's anti-infantry roll. It has quite a feel to it. Really nice, as you can see. Okay, so I told you the vehicle was amphibious, so let's put it to the test. Let's drive up to the water and you'll see what I mean. You can see the fans moving. Yep. They start moving when I get to the water. Well, this is not a boat, this doesn't turn very quickly, but it's the it's not that bad. You can kind of get a good feeling on it. It's, you know, it has pretty good control. You can drive it pretty well. It's nice for some amphibious assaults. Um, and yeah, this is a new vehicle for the Blue 4 faction. It's a nice vehicle. Okay guys, the additional vehicle on the ground vehicle, I mean, on the Blue 4 faction is the HEMTT vehicle. It has an open back version and a closed back one. Aside from that, they're pretty much the same vehicle. This vehicle role is to carry troops. It's a main transport vehicle. As you can see, I can jump up on the back of it. It carries 14 people in the back of it, and has an additional, I believe, 2 slots in the front. You can have a co-driver and a driver, of course. This vehicle is not that bad. It's very big, as you can see, but for its size, as you saw just right now, it turns pretty quickly. It's not as fast as vehicles like the Ifrit or the Hunter, but you can go to some pretty decent speeds. You'll see me turning pretty quickly at the end of the strip. You see I'm already at 60 kilometers per hour. I can turn the vehicle pretty quickly, so yeah, it's a nice decent vehicle to transport troops. Now for 2 helicopters of the Blue 4 faction that most of you have highly anticipated for long. We have here the new gunship for the Blue 4 faction. The helicopter we all know as Commanche. I'll go in a bit further in the info for it in a second. And here we have the Ghost Hawk. This is a troop carrier transport. It has 2 miniguns on the sides. These doors open, as I can show you in a second. There it goes, open door. As you can see, it is a nice smooth sliding motion to it. It can carry up to 8 people in the back of it, 2 additional door gunners, a co-pilot and a pilot. It can open both doors, as you might see in a second. And then this is Arma for you guys. Oh, there it is. Okay. The miniguns are pretty decent. Let me show you just for a second. It has a really nice rate of fire. You can zoom in just this amount, so it does not have like a high zoom, but check this rate of fire. Pretty awesome, let me tell you. Okay, so now I'm going to jump on the pilot seat just so you get a quick look at it. I'm starting at the helicopter. As you can see, it has a pretty nice look to it, nice cockpit. It has an ample view, many more gauges and screens and a radar. As you can see on the upper part of the screen, now you can see that this helicopter and the new gunships have a new radar system, so if you have enemy vehicles, friendly contacts, enemy anti-aircraft, wherever, they'll show up on the screen, on the radar, so you have a good awareness of what's around you. This helicopter is pretty fast, it's very nice, it has an awesome look to it. As you can see, the landing gear retracts once you lift it up. As you can see, it has no landing gear now. It has some really awesome looks to it. It's pretty fast, you know, it's what you want in a transport carrier, that you want to, you know, to get as fast as possible to your LZ and as safely as possible. It has 2 door gunners that can protect you while you land, and it has a very nice speed to it, very good handling. It's very smooth to ride, to fly with. It's overall a really nice helicopter. As you can see, the landing gear is not out yet. You'll see as I approach the ground, the landing gear will come out. It has a really nice transition to it. You know, cheers for Bohemia in doing such a great work on this game. This beta is really awesome. I'll use the auto over to help me out. As you saw, the landing gear just popped out, and then yeah, you can just do a smooth landing. Now to the next helicopter. Okay guys, this is the Commanche. It has a gunner seat and a pilot seat. I'll jump on the gunner seat. I can take control of the aircraft from this seat, as you just saw. I can lift off and still deploy my weapons effectively. The Commanche has 3 main weapons. It has the Gatling gun, the 20mm Gatling gun with high explosive rounds. It has 1,000 rounds on it. As you can see, pretty nice weapon. The next weapon is TAGR HE missiles. It carries 24 of them. And finally some 4 AA missiles for, you know, close quarters air combat. If you change to the Gatling gun, you'll see that the weapon and missile pods will retract. Saw that? That's a really cool feature that this helicopter has. You won't notice any difference from the inside of the cockpit, but you know, it's really cool to watch from the outside. This helicopter is really fast. Not as fast as the transport helicopter I just showed you and the other helicopters I'll show you later on, but it's still a really good helicopter. It has some nice speed to it. It's very agile. It does, you know, some quick turning, as you can see it from here. The landing gears, like the Ghost Hawk, retract when you're flying. They will deploy when you're on low speed and almost in the ground, so don't worry about that unless you're doing some really quick crash landings. But aside from that, yeah, it's a really nice aircraft. I'll show you in a second the deployment of the landing gear. I'll just park it here. There you go. Really nice helicopter. Now for the next faction. Now for the Op4 faction. It has 3 new vehicles, 2 of them being the same type of vehicle, transport carrier. One open back, as you see it here. It's called the Zemac. This is the dump version, this is the regular version. It's a transport carrier, and you have here the MSE-3 Marine. This is the counterpart for the Marshal vehicle on the Blue 4 faction, but instead of having a 40mm big turret, this one has, you know, if you're familiar with the Arma 3 Alpha guns on the Ifrit and the Hunter, it has those same 2 weapons, but all in one vehicle. As you can see from here, this is the 40mm grenade launcher, and this is like it's a similar version of the HMG on the Ifrit and the Hunter. There's the heavy machine gun on it. It also has night vision, 2 different thermals, and yeah, that's about it. It drives similarly to the Marshal. It has this view, although this one does not have the option to turn out and have a better vision like the Marshal does. This vehicle is also amphibious, as you will see in just a second, and in the back of it you can also carry 8 people like the Marshal. Personally, I like the Marshal better than this one, but you know, they fit different roles. The Marshal can employ, you know, heavy direct gunfire, heavy direct weaponry. This one can, besides having a nice anti-infantry role, you see like the beach landing here. But aside from that, yeah, it has a really nice heavy machine gun on the top, and it has, you know, the indirect capability with the 40mm grenade launcher. You know, if you want to, for example, let's say there's some enemies, you know, to the left part of that sandbag. With this, you can, you know, employ, you know, indirect fire to them. You can try and hit them behind the sandbags. The Marshal, with its direct frontal weaponry, it cannot. Now, for the, let me turn off the vehicle. This will get, you know, a bit annoying. The vehicle, the Zemac, it's similar to the HEMTT truck. It's not as big as it, but you know, you can carry a pretty decent amount of people. I'll jump on the back so you can see how much room I take. I haven't counted how many people it can take, but you know, if you look at it, it can carry, you know, I believe like 12 people on the back of it, not like the 14 on the HEMTT of the Blue 4 faction. Do not take my word on it, because I haven't tested it, but it seems that those are the figures. Correct me if I'm wrong though. It has the old Soviet look, you know, inside of it, as you can see. It's pretty surprising, since the Ifrit is so highly technological. Well, they must have run out of the budget to produce, you know, high-tech transport carriers. Now, for the new helicopter of the Op4 faction. The Op4 doesn't have like a new transport carrier in the Ghost stock that the Blue 4 faction has, but it has this one, the Mi-48 Cashman. It's a gunship like the Commanche. It has some different capabilities, I'll show you in a second, but it also, besides being a gunship, it can also carry up to 8 people in the back of it. It also can close the rear doors like the Ghost Hawk. It's a really nice helicopter. It's very heavy. Once you pilot it, you'll notice that it has a gunner position. You can see here the gunner seat. I cannot take control like the Commanche. In the Commanche I can take the controls of the helicopter from the gunner seat. On this helicopter I cannot. You have to be the pilot to be able to pilot the aircraft. I'll fly in the pilot view on this helicopter. I can employ manual fire and use the main weapons and all the weapons of the helicopter on the pilot. I cannot aim them as I could on the gunner seat, but you know, for review purposes, I'll just, you know, show you the main weapons. It has a main cannon like the Commanche does. This one, instead of being 20mm cannon like the Commanche, it's a 30mm cannon. It has fewer bullets, but they are more heavy on the impact. You cannot notice the difference too much while, you know, me demonstrating it as it is, but you'll see it on the actual test if you do it for yourselves, or if you want me to do them, I'll do them. Post on the comments if you want to see that. Aside from the main cannon, this helicopter has 8 ATGM rockets. These are like the Hellfire missiles. You know, if you're on the gunner seat and you have the pilot, you can spot vehicles from a very far distance and guide those rockets towards those contacts. Besides that, this has 38 Skyfire missiles. As you can see, these are pretty accurate and decent missiles. They pack quite a punch to it. All in all, this is a very nice helicopter. It's quite heavy. It can hit up to, I believe, like 320 max speed. I mean kilometers, of course, per hour max speed, but it's quite heavy on the handling side. It has its advantages to the Commanche. It also has its drawbacks. You know, it all comes down to personal preference. This helicopter does not retract the landing gear like the Ghost Hawk and Commanche. The landing gear always stays where it is. And it's a pretty ugly helicopter, if you want me to say my opinion, but you know, tastes are all different, so you might have a different opinion of me, but I really love this helicopter, as all vehicles in the beta. Now guys, for the last but absolutely not least faction, the independent faction, the Green Army faction, the new faction that comes with the beta. It has some pretty cool new vehicles. These are some of my favorite vehicles in the game at the moment. This is the Strider. It has three different loadouts. This is the basic one, I'll show you in a bit. This is the HMG version, oh sorry, GMG version, and the HMG version. So this is a heavy machine gun, grenade launcher, and that one only has a laser marker that I'll show you in a bit. It's a really nice feature, and it also has the Zemac like the Op4 version. And now for my really favorite vehicle of the entire beta, the new helicopter for the Green faction, the CH-49 Mohawk. This helicopter is the bomb. I really love this helicopter. It has a nice sliding door. I actually haven't counted the total number of seats, the number of people you can fit into the back. As you can see, it has a small sliding door near the pilot that you can't see from here, but I showed you in a second ago. And it has this nice big, you know, side one to the right of it. So if you count the seats, you are looking at 9. So I believe 15 to 16, you know, seats in the back of it. In the back you can carry up to 16 people. If I'm not doing the math wrong, you can correct me if I'm wrong. The back door, as far as I know, at least in the beta, it does not open. I don't know if it will change in the, if it's patched or in the full release of the game. But at the moment, the open door does not, the back door does not open. Sorry. It has a passenger seat, as you might imagine, and as a co-pilot, I mean, and the pilot slot. The cockpit is really cool, in my opinion, but it is not the thing that I really like about this helicopter. I really like the look to it, the feel to it. It has some really nice, capability, some really nice potential to carry a large amount of people on the back of it, but where it excels, this helicopter is like one of the fastest, if not the fastest helicopter in the game at the moment. This helicopter is really, really fast. It has some really nice, smooth flying to it. You have to fly this thing. You'll be cheating yourself. Cheating. Sorry for my bad English. I mean cheating yourself if you do not fly this vehicle. It has some really nice handling to it. It's really, really smooth. This helicopter is a dream to fly. I don't know if you can tell from my perspective, and as you can see from here, I'm almost reaching 400 kilometers per hour easily without any effort. This helicopter is really, really fast. I'll show you how it looks from the outside. Uh, you know, it might not be the best looking helicopter. In my opinion, it is a good looking helicopter. The only downside, as I see from now, is that camo. You know, it's that camo painting. That camo painting is the worst, because when you're flying, you want to be as less conspicuous as you want. So if it was like a black, if it had like a black version for night ops, or if you could, you know, be more less camo-y, let's say it that way, less camo, because in the sky, as you can see, this stands out a lot against the skyline. But aside from that, this helicopter is really great. It's really fast, handles very well. It looks good. It has some awesome carrying capabilities. It's the best. It's really the best. And on top of it, it also retracts the landing gear, as you might have noticed already. This helicopter is my favorite vehicle in the beta as it is. I'll do a quick landing here just so you see how smooth this is. I'll start to drain the speed. I'll just land it as it is. You'll see when I start reaching the ground, as the other helicopters do, the landing gear will come out. I'm bleeding the speed at the moment. Almost stopped. Yeah, there it goes. There you see the landing gear pop out. And there it is. This is really the greatest vehicle in the beta for me at the moment. Now guys, for the last part of this vehicle review, I'll show you the boats. As you might notice, there's some new patterns to the speedboats on the beta. This is the speedboat of the green faction. This is the speedboat that you already knew if you play the alpha of Arma 3. This is the blue 4 version of the speedboat, and this is the op 4 version of the speedboat. Aside from that, you have, you know, your basic vehicles that were in the game already. Now, for a nice Easter egg and really awesome new vehicle that we have in the beta now. Are you ready for it, guys? Are you? We have submarines! Yeah, we have submarines in the beta. That's the Op 4 version. It's the SDF submarine, and that is the Blue 4 version of the submarine, the same SDF. SDV, sorry guys. Okay, I'm going to jump in the water and show you. Wow, I have hurt myself from jumping. Only that I... God. Yeah, let me show you the submarines. These are really nice. Beware guys, these submarines do not have any kind of weaponry on them. These are mainly for covert and stealth operations. The main purpose of these submarines is to stealthily insert on enemy territory without being noticed. So, it can carry, let's see, this is the back of the vehicle. It can carry up to 2 people in the back of it. As you see, I'm hurt from that fall to the water. Go figure that. You can close the hatch, you know, once you go underwater. You might want the hatch closed, or else you're gonna probably drown. You have the gunner seat and the driver seat. Now, you see, the gunner seat, you're gonna say, no, it has some kind of torpedoes. No, it does not have torpedoes. What the gunner guy does is be able to access the periscope. I just retracted the periscope, and now my camera is bugging on me. Sorry guys. As you can see, the helicopter barely see the submarine is underwater. I'm going to make the periscope go up, and now you can see that I can access the periscope with the numpad key, 0 numpad key. I'm underwater at the moment. Let me see if you guys can see it. Yeah, you guys can see it, and you can barely see it, but the periscope is there. It can zoom, you know, up to a nice distance, up to 40 times the normal vision. You might see the blurry vision at the moment. I believe this is some kind of bug with the beta. This simulates like if I were drowning, which is inaccurate since I'm inside the vehicle, the submarine with the hatches closed. If you pick up like a rebreather and a diver suit, you might not get this effect. You might see clearly, but at the moment, even with the hatches closed, yeah, you get this effect, which is quite annoying. And yeah, I just died, guys. But yeah, guys, as you saw, there are still some bugs in the beta. I died underwater, even though my submarine was closed. But yeah, those are the new vehicles that come with the beta. It adds a lot of additional depth and potential to the game. These vehicles are really fun. You have to try it for yourselves. I hope you liked it. I'm going to do more reviews on the additional features of the beta. The beta also added some additional weapons. Parachutes, yeah, parachutes. Now you can parachute from helicopters. You can eject from them and parachute to the ground. It added some new uniforms, particularly to the green faction. It has like a new nice green outfit for them, and it also added lots of customization abilities to the graphics part of it. But yeah, guys, I'll do more videos. I'll show you the additional features that the beta comes up with. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are interested in more reviews, if you're interested in organized missions, in large multiplayer up to 60 people missions where people fight against AI and organized missions, you can check my other videos. I'm in a group called RG, or Reality Gaming. We're at the moment the biggest community that plays solely Arma 3 in the world. We have the biggest community that only plays Arma 3. We do weekly missions in an organized way. We've fully transitioned to Arma 3, as I told you. If you're interested in that kind of gameplay, you can watch my other videos. If you like it, like it. If you do not like it, dislike it. You know, say what you've thought of the video. Say whatever you want to say. Subscribe if you would like to. Yeah, enjoy. Download the beta. It's a really nice game. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time.